Hi, my name is Michael Rhodes and this is the 13th in my series of short videos. This time let's talk metaphysics. What is metaphysics? A lot of people don't seem to know. Metaphysical basically means beyond the physical. It's really quite simple. We are more than physical beings. We have a three-dimensional body, but we have a greater dimensional reality of who we are. We are metaphysical beings and we think. Let me tell you that your thoughts don't just turn into ash and float away. Every thought you have is creative. Now think about this when you're not thinking. Thought is a power. Thought creates. Every thought you have about other people is creating your life. There are no other people. That's just a game we play. There's one humanity, one human energy field. Yes, in that field of energy we are developing individuality. Have a long way to go. But nevertheless, as far as metaphysics is concerned, there's one human energy field. And what you think about other people creates your life. Be careful with those thoughts. If you feel ill have ill will toward anyone, you will be ill. Now we know, it doesn't need to be discussed, that we are a sick species, sick and stressed. How many people do you think there are on this planet, in that 7.7 billion, who never think ill of themselves or other people? And you'll begin to get an idea of why we're such a sick species. I do not think ill about myself or other people, but I've done my share. I did years of that. So let's not, I'm not putting myself forward as a saint. But today, and for a few years now, I've quit that completely. I feel good about myself. I don't have any bad thoughts about any other human, including Trump, including our Prime Minister. I can laugh about them, but I have no ill will or bad feelings about them. The system is as the system is. And so you want to be careful with your thoughts. You want to make yourself your very best friend, because your relationship with yourself is your relationship with every human being. And you know and I know that generally speaking, people are very critical of themselves. People get angry at themselves. People rage at themselves. And I'm sorry to say it, but self-hate is very common. There are people who loathe themselves. I was once in that category, and it didn't do me any good. I was a very sick person in those years. And so I grew beyond it all. And so can any human being. If you put that as maybe number one in your life, instead of something you can fit in spare time. You are a work of art in creation. You're a beautiful being, but do you see your beauty? Do you embrace your beauty? You know, people say, Lord, look at that beautiful rose. Wow, what a lovely rose. And that evening a deer comes along and eats it. The deer didn't see it as beautiful. If you were to ask the deer, well, it was very tasty. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So beauty, in actual fact, is held in the eyes of the person who's looking. And beauty is, in fact, a state of consciousness. And this is where we get to it, consciousness. When you have a consciousness where you feel yourself as a beautiful being, you don't get sick. When you have a consciousness that loves humanity, I do not mean loves all the actions of humanity, I mean loves what humanity is, the metaphysical humanity, the souls we are. When you're loving the souls we are of humanity as a whole, you don't get sick. You don't have to protect yourself against disease because you're in harmony. And harmony does not have disease in it. Disease out of harmony. And so your All this is decided by the way you think, about the way you think about anything. Most people like to criticize. If you walked into an art gallery and you criticized every painting, that's not going to affect your life. It's not going to make any difference. But if you walked in that art gallery 3 times a day and criticized every painting, in consciousness there are no paintings. 3 times a day you're criticizing. That will be in your life. Do you know, it's as simple as this. How many people would even consider this? And you may not believe me. And if you look at one of my videos, you'll see I'm talking about beliefs. And that is, if you go to the cinema and you watch a movie, consciousness does not know the difference between that movie and your life. Because once you engage it emotionally, you and the movie have become one. Now your intellect will say, hey, that's ridiculous. I know perfectly well it's a movie. Do you know, it doesn't matter what your intellect thinks it knows. That makes no difference at all. Once you emotionally connect, you are connected. And you're not only connected to the emotions of that movie, you're connected to the emotions of all human beings who display emotions such as in that movie. And every movie is an emotional experience. If so, it would never get out the studio if it wasn't. Every movie is about your emotions. The movies that lift your emotions, wonderful. But the movies that lower your emotions or frighten you. Does intelligence need to be frightened? I mean, how crazy are we? The Chainsaw Massacre. 5 movies, 5 times has been filmed because it makes so much money, because it makes so many people frightened. Don't think for a moment you could watch something like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and not get sick. That is causing disturbance in you. Disturbance and disease hold hands, and while you're disturbing yourself, you will disturb your health, and your health will fail. That's what you're about. You're a creator. And once you connect with disturbance and deviation and all those crazy ideas that we put into movies today, you're on your way down. I want you to get this. You're the creator. You need to awaken to this. This is part of the Great Awakening. To realize that you're a creator, that you create your life. There's nothing out there that creates your life. There's nothing out there, period. It's basically what we create in the mind and in our belief systems and the overall universal mind. What we put into it is what we believe in. If you're going to create beauty in your life, create joy in your life. Look at each person and see the best in them. See what you can love about them. See what you can love about yourself. Learn to appreciate yourself. Learn to appreciate other people. Learn to respect yourself. You will respect other people. Learn to replace criticism, all criticism, with appreciation. It would change your life. Choose love. Bring love into your life. You're the creator. You bring love into your life. It's not difficult. Why on earth would you bring into your life violence, disruption, anger, rage and criticism when it's easier to simply see the beauty of life and to choose love? Why do we do these things? That's what we're talking about when you read about the Great Awakening. Awakening to the fact that we've been doing it badly and wrong for a long, long time. It's time to change the whole script that we write for ourselves and write a script of beauty and of love. Thank you.